Welcome back to Sunday Report. I'm Jon Glasgow. We're going to talk about our neighbors to the north. The next federal election in Canada will happen on or before October 20th, 2025. Justin Trudeau preparing for re-election, but will he get re-elected? Some Canadians, they've lost confidence in the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister says that her country's government is working on a game plan to combat a Conservative victory in our 2024 presidential elections. Should they be focusing their energy closer to home? We're going to talk about that. Joining us now is the host of the Charbonne Report, Michael Charbonne. Thank you so much for being here. It's always great to have you on the show. What's happening right now in the Canadian politics? What do you see? Is Trudeau, is he losing his grip on power there? It seems like some Canadians not in favor of him.
Well, first of all, Trudeau has a 7-month reprieve, John, because what's called the Redistribution Act. They're adding 5 seats to the House of Commons, so there will not be an election in Canada until April 2024. 37% of Canadians would vote for the Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre, while Trudeau's Liberals are sitting at a dismal 28% approval. 74% of Canadians think Trudeau is leading Canada in the wrong direction. This is his lowest approval rating in 8 years. And in contrast, Robert Peters, or should I say Joe Biden, the Democrats, they're sitting at about a 40% approval rating. So, John, think about this for a second. North Americans have common beefs, interest rates, immigration, insane government spending, high cost of gas, food, general living. So, John, in 2024, there's a high chance that North America may see a fundamental political shift in politics if the Conservatives get in Canada and the Republicans get in America, John.
Let's talk about the inflation. Canada's dealing with it. Obviously, America's dealing with it as well. Their July report shows that inflation jumped more than expected at 3.3%, and the central bank could raise rates again in response. Home sales also slowing down as expected with the interest rates as high as they are. How would you compare Canada's economy to the American economy at the moment?
I mean, that's a tough question. I mean, if you consider that almost 18 months ago we had interest rates at 1.4%. And if people can think back, if you're old enough, into the 1980s, it was 18%. So today, a 1-year fixed mortgage in Canada is about 6.4, give or take, and a 30-year fixed is 7.1. So there is a slump in housing purchases. Spending is down. Many of the malls are showing the damage of COVID in the economy. And some businesses are also expressing difficulty in paying back some of the money that the COVID loans have come. Mm-hmm. And as many people always say, when America sneezes, Canada catches a cold. So if there is some hint of a depression or a lowering in spending, it will affect us. It will affect Canada.
Absolutely. One of the big issues happening here in the United States, obviously, is the southern border. We've been talking about that, but also Canada is dealing with the asylum seekers as well. In June, more than 4,000 were processed at airports alone. Now, if the Republicans take back the White House in 2024, like the foreign minister said that they were preparing for, are we going to see those deportations out of Canada like the Americans might do should the Republicans take the White House? How do you see that playing out?
That's an absolute perfect question. We have a 5,000-mile undefended border. I mean, several weeks ago, there was 40 asylum seekers who were in Toronto, and they had to spend millions of dollars, the government, to put them in hotels. New York's spending $1 million a day. In the UK, they've got a floating barge. Canada can't afford that. If Poilievre is put in power, the Conservatives, they will strengthen the border. They will make a stance. But I don't think Canada's prepared at all for this. This is a serious problem. And as you said, over 4,000 illegal immigrants came through Canadian airports and claiming asylum. Canadians want a merit-based immigration system based on skills and talents of prospective immigrants. So there's going to be a problem, John.
Absolutely. We'll see how this all plays out. We have to leave it there. Michael Charbonne, thank you so much. Always love you coming on the show and talking Canadian politics.